Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion. KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust. Serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson Navigation, serving Guam and Micronesia for 20 years. Cars Plus, Dodge Challenger, the undisputed champion. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dededo. Always open, always local.
Filing?
Okay.
Okay, here. Where's the check?
What does it take for a bill to pass? The Calvo administration takes question to court. Funding your child's education, senators tackle the DOE budget. And our month-long series to commemorate Pride Month. Color me proud. Hafide and good evening.
We begin with late-breaking news. 2 men are being charged in the brutal beating of a DEP-COR detainee. Doctors initially believed he was as good as dead, but he's slowly making a full recovery.
And without words, he's identified his attackers. 2 men are now facing charges of attempted murder. We've heard from his father.
I cry every night for my son.
We've heard from the officer who discovered him badly beaten in the courtyard.
I can't do nothing. So now I'm scared, I'm worried.
But for the first time ever and through court documents, we hear from the victim, Justin Meno. Back in March, the detainee was found hogtied, badly injured, and possibly stabbed in the maximum security courtyard. Barely breathing, Meno had a rag in his mouth and a towel on his neck with knots, what looked like a tourniquet. While doctors believed he wouldn't recover, if at all, from severe head trauma, he was wide awake for detectives last month. Unable to speak and unable to move on his right side, Meno communicated through gestures, identifying his assailants from a photo lineup of 7 other prisoners held at Post 6 at the time of the attack. According to court documents, Meno responded yes to 2 men, the photos of Albert B. Santos II, also known as Gung, and Jeremiah Ishizaki. As reported on the day of the attack, prisoners were let out of their cells to help clean up a sewage backup. That morning, Meno was found in the courtyard and rushed to the hospital, initially believed to be dead. Court documents state Peter Guinness was also believed to be one of Meno's attackers, but Meno did not confirm that when shown a picture of Guinness. Only Santos and Ishizaki have been charged to date. Santos remains on $100,000 cash bail. Ishizaki was issued a summons to appear. Court documents state he's already in federal custody. DOC declined to provide comment on the matter. The question is never ending. When will I get my tax refund?
Yeah, the governor's office taking legal action to what he calls inaction on the part of lawmakers to send his tax refund bill voted on during May session.
Filing?
Okay.
Okay, here. Where's the check?
That's the governor's staff taking their filing to the Supreme Court Friday afternoon. And the front office staff late today also serving the same paperwork to Speaker B.J. Cruz.
Hoping to compel the legislature to pay tax refunds.
Governor Eddie Calvo has filed a request for declaratory judgment with the Supreme Court regarding his tax refund bill. Documents state the Guam legislature's failure to present duly passed legislation to the governor of Guam violates the separation of powers doctrine. It negatively affects the operation of the executive branch and impinges on the powers and duties of the governor under the Organic Act of Guam to veto or approve duly passed legislation. During a special session on May 9th, Bill 11-S, also referred to as Tran, only received 7 votes for passage. 6 senators voted no and 2 were excused. According to the legislature's standing rules, 8 votes are needed for any bill to pass. The governor, however, argues that according to the Organic Act, all that's needed is a majority vote.
We want them to opine on the Organic Act, which specifically says that the votes in order to pass a legislation is the majority of those present and voting, and we believe that 7 is greater than 6, and that follows Organic Act.
Calvo has been calling for the tax revenue anticipation note, a $75 million line of credit to speed up the payment of tax refunds. The governor is now requesting the High Court for an interpretation of a federal or local law lying with the jurisdiction of Guam courts to decide, and raises questions that affect the powers and duties of the governor and the operation of the executive branch or of the legislature. Reacting today, Speaker B.J. Cruz states, quote, Bill 11-S did not pass. If Governor Calvo wants to ask the Supreme Court of Guam for permission to dig our island into a bigger debt grave, we will see him in court. However, Adelup is standing by its actions.
It would be really nice if they would just listen to the people of Guam who have said, who told them in I think 4 or 5 separate public hearings that they want their tax refunds now.
You can read the governor's request for declaratory judgment on KUAM.com.
$1 million in tax refunds was mailed out today to those who filed their returns error-free by February 6th. This batch also includes the returns that have since been filed and corrected prior to that date. So far, more than $60 million in tax refunds have been mailed out.
Now to heartbreaking news up north. Guam firefighters responding to a Jigo house fire this afternoon.
Valerie Maige has more from the scene.
Tragedy has hit this one Jigo family in the Tacano subdivision where firefighters responded to their home this afternoon. A family is grieving, still in too much pain to speak to us about what they came upon when they got home. Guam Fire Department spokesperson Kevin Riley says firefighters responded to the flames on Chalankafu around 2 p.m. The fire ravaged the kitchen area of the concrete home, and smoke billowed throughout the remainder of the home, leaving behind a mess. Riley says the fire self-extinguished before units arrived. Though there are no obvious signs of damage to the outside of the home, family members were seen sitting outside on their front driveway, clearly upset over the loss of their 5 dogs, who did not make it out on time. Riley says they possibly died as a result of smoke inhalation. No other injuries have been reported. An investigation is underway to see what may have caused the fire. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Valerie Maige.
They're taking their case to the Supreme Court. Ex-cops David Manila and Anthony Kinga were both sentenced to 30 years behind bars for their roles in the Blue House brothel case. According to court documents, Manila's notice to appeal was filed last month. According to defense attorney Sylvia Stake, Kinga also intends to appeal his conviction, but with a different attorney. Also appearing in court on Friday were Blue House workers Freda Ushan and Saknin Weria. Both women were sentenced earlier this year and spared jail time. All 4 defendants appeared for restitution hearings, but prosecution noted that because the federal government compensated all of the victims, no restitution is necessary.
And shifting gears now, as the Guam Economic Development Authority is working with island mayors to get the liberation festivities moving. Kita Deputy Administrator Monasilva Tyron tells KUAM the Department of Chamorro Affairs, along with the island's mayors, discussed that vendors will be utilizing the concrete structures and other portions of the Chamorro village will be used for rides and other carnival concessions. Plans have stalled since that casino ban bill, now law, first surfaced. Tyron said they will continue to work with all the agencies involved to ensure it is a successful event for everyone to enjoy. The Liberation Day Carnival is set to begin on June 21st.
Mixed views today on a measure, Bill 95, that would protect companies operating electronic signs from going out of business. The Attorney General last month issued an opinion that the Guam Land Use Commission was not authorized to approve the installation of such signs. Senators Michael San Nicolas, Tom Atta, and Will Castro introduced the measure designed to grandfather those businesses until such time they introduce and pass comprehensive legislation that addresses signage in totality.
Approval of electronic signs, clearly against existing law, goes beyond the defined powers of the Guam Land Use Commission. Bill 95-34 says to the Guam Land Use Commission, it's okay, do whatever you want, we've got your back.
There have been no auto or pedestrian accidents attributed to these signs. They provide both economic and public benefit. They have created a new industry which has created jobs and contributed to the government coffers through the payment of fees and taxes. They promote public safety and welfare through the public service announcements, which are displayed free of charge.
For the record, please.
As we reported, Senator Frank Guggen Jr. also introduced legislation in light of the issue to temporarily abolish the GLUC.
And important news about summer school coming up next. But first, before we head to break, we want to tell you about a wanted person, 22-year-old Richard Jesse Perez-Billick, that the Guam Police Department is now asking the community for their help. He's wanted in connection to a May 30th burglary that happened over at the Onward Resort. There's his photo right there on the screen. If anyone has any information, call Guam Police or Guam Crime Stoppers at 477-HELP. We'll be back after this.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming of KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
Have you gotten paid yet? That's the premium automatic insurance deduction plan from Calvo's Insurance. Paid simplifies your home and auto insurance. No down payment. No more long lines. And you can stretch your payments up to 12 months. Paid is convenient. It deducts from your payroll, your checking account, or your credit card. With Paid, you get up to 65% off your car insurance and enjoy lifestyle club discounts. Life can be easier when you get paid.
Call Calvo's Insurance today and save on your home and auto insurance.
Celebrate more data on the ITE family share plan. Get the amazing Samsung Galaxy S8 and an S7 for just $198 when you bundle your mobile plans on a share plan.
Drive and discover at Guam's best dealership, Cars Plus in Mighty. With Guam's best warranty, there's no better time to drive a Hyundai Accent starting at $11,995 or the Hyundai Elantra starting at $16,995. It's not just newer, it's better. SUV lovers, check out the Hyundai Tucson, J.D. Power's top-ranked small SUV starting at $19,995 or save $4,500 and see the advantages that put the Hyundai Santa Fe at the head of its class. Get to Cars Plus today to drive and discover the quality and value that is Hyundai. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Chuck E. Cheese's Guam is not all fun and games. Our pizza is delicious with the freshest toppings, oven-baked to order. Try the fresh salad bar, sandwiches, and don't forget our mouth-watering wings. Come and eat at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam.
Connect with KUAM News. Find us on your favorite social media platform. Follow us and stay in the know with Guam's news leader.
And more details to that story that we were telling about before the break. The Guam Police Department asking for your help in the search for 22-year-old Richard Jesse Perez-Billick. He's there on your screen. He is wanted in connection to a robbery that occurred last Tuesday at the Onward Beach Resort in Tamuning.
He is known to be the girlfriend of Darlene Marie Neighborn, who also has an outstanding warrant of arrest. Billick is described as standing 5'7", weighing about 145 pounds. He has a fair complexion, black hair, and brown eyes. He has a tattoo of a skull on the left side of his neck and the name Perez tattooed on his right inner forearm. He was last seen wearing a red shirt with blue jeans and along the Radilla Lane in Dedido. If you have any information on his whereabouts, please call Guam Crime Stoppers at 477-4357. The Office of Public Accountability has issued a decision on the controversial appeal over the $100 million procurement to repair or rebuild Simon Sanchez High School. Just like the last Cortec International appeal, this one was granted in part and denied in part, finding that some of the parts of the RFP violated Guam law, while other allegations by CTI had no merit. However, the RFP will start over anyway after senators approved an override of Bill 58 on Wednesday, changing the procurement method. Students and faculty have already been waiting nearly 4 years for the school to be renovated.
Heated debate over the largest budget of the government of Guam had board members calling to stop the politics. Isabaza has more.
Over $323 million.
That's the latest budget request by the Guam Department of Education. While similar to last year, the request is roughly 40% more than what the agency received in FY 2017.
According to DOE, roughly 80% of the budget, or $256 million, would cover baseline operations. Beyond that, $28 million is earmarked to improve student health and safe schools, $11 million to cover investments in student achievement, $3.9 million for DOE's high-risk designation, and $22.7 million for public law mandates, contracts, and prior year obligations. Guam Education Board Vice Chair Maria Gutierrez said because of the department's financial struggles, a hiring freeze has been implemented for central office staff.
Right now, we have not filled any central office position because everything has to go to the school.
Meanwhile, Superintendent John Fernandez said the department is tracking a potential $7 to $8 million shortfall by the end of the fiscal year. The shortfall will affect GDOE's ability to keep up with vendor payables, and the department is already $7 million behind in payments, with $4 million in payables over 90 days past due. Meanwhile, the issue of how to fund repairs to Simon Sanchez High School led to a heated moment between Senator Mike San Nicolas and Fernandez.
There's a tweet that you sent out, and you tweeted, "Legislature found $580,000 to help Simon Sanchez, then questioned when we supported it, then decided to hold it back. What do they call that again?" So I'd like to ask what you meant by that.
I'm just a little bit frustrated with the process that we go through, and I know it's messy and it's, like you say, sausage making, but at some point I'm getting asked a question about what we're going to do with Simon Sanchez. I just need to know.
Meanwhile, Gutierrez said she's tired of playing politics.
How I feel personally is we're in the middle between the administration and the legislature. We're the bouncing ball.
Dozens attended the hearing, including principals from various schools. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Isa Baza.
There will be no bus service when summer school starts on Monday, despite ample funding from the Federal Department of Education. Guam DOE was required to put the busing contract out for bid, but private companies did not respond, and Public Works is not able to provide services either. Nestor Lacanto reports.
DOE Deputy Superintendent Chris Anderson says in previous years they had a government-to-government MOU with DPW to provide summer school busing.
However, this year, based on our high-risk status, based on guidance coming from U.S. DOE as well as our third-party fiduciary, that's no longer available.
Instead, DOE was required to put the contract out to bid. Anderson says they did so 4 times, but there were still no takers. We spoke with one private bus company who said because of current commitments, they didn't have enough buses to spare. Anderson says the program manager might still seek a waiver from the feds based on the limited availability of private contractors. But for now, it will be up to parents to transport their children. However, there is still some flexibility to pick one of the 18 school sites that's most convenient.
They're not limited to attending the summer school, which is where they would typically go to school. They can register at any of the school sites that may be more conducive to them attending.
Last year, more than 2,000 students attended summer school. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lacanto.
Thanks, Nestor. Some new things happening over in Zot near Leo Palace Resort today, debuting its new logo and celebrating the opening of the luxurious Leo Palace Hotel medallion floor. The new digs include a more premium style in service and accommodations for guests. It features 4 styles of suites, including the medallion rooms, executive suites, the governor's suite, and presidential suite. Leo Palace Resort Marketing Communications Manager, Michelle API.
Everything we've done in this rebranding project kind of ties in the history of Guam, and we just wanted to connect with our community, our Guam culture, because Guam culture is known for its superb hospitality, and therefore Guam culture is also the Leo Palace culture.
The new floor also features a History of Guam theme.
A new exhibit will be opening at the Guam Museum on Saturday, titled In Hahasuha, Narratives of World War II History and Memory in Guam. The exhibit will feature stories, videos, artifacts, music, as well as 24 photographs from the Bank of Guam Horace Bristol Collection. Museum Director Dominica Tolentino.
These are historic photographs from August 1944 of shortly right after the bombing and the liberation of the Chamorro people by the American forces. But then the rest of the exhibit is going to kind of touch on the different ways that people on Guam have memorialized the experience of World War II and liberation.
The exhibit opens tomorrow with a reception at 10 a.m. and will be open until the end of August. Though there's been significant progress for equal rights both nationally and locally, it's evident that the fight is far from over to ensure our community has fair and equal treatment across the board.
So tonight, KUAM kicks off our weekly special this Pride Month, Color Me Proud. We are not only hearing the stories from those in the LGBTQ community, but show you how they, like many, give back. He's no stranger to our airwaves.
Depending on how long you've known me, I go by J Rocket, I go by J Rock, I go by Pillsbury, or Josh, just Josh or LG. But so who is Josh? Gosh, can we do this again?
Totu's Josh Leon Guerrero has a full plate when it comes to work.
A lot of volunteer hours. What I do for most of the stuff like the Miss Earth and Mr. Guam, I don't get paid to do it. I do it because I genuinely love to help.
The owner of J-Rocket Model Management uses his expertise to help others be the best version of them.
Even how to dress to a simple interview, or the certain height of a heel that you should wear, or the type of makeup, or what you look good in, right? They don't know these things, and because I know it, I want to be that instrument to help them, because I was never given an opportunity to ever run in a pageant myself.
A proud promoter for the island, and you can say he's a man who's into the arts.
I've always been into the drama, theater on Guam. I love fashion. I love the modeling industry. I love to travel. I like to experience different cultures. And I like to give back to the community, especially here on our island.
And a man who learned only in high school about his true self.
I really didn't know until probably 15 years old that maybe I like... See, I don't know how to say this.
A topic still sensitive to this day.
There's always tough times, you know, especially... I guess the tough times come when, you know, even your family starts to question it, right? And so, you know, my parents, they're very traditional, and so they are they're very traditional, and they keep to traditional ways, and so I'm sure they know, but it's not something I come out to them and tell them.
But if anyone ever questioned?
I'm comfortable who I am. If you ask me, I'll tell you that, you know, which I prefer in our island.
An island that accepts and shows love to the true Josh.
That's just the way it is, and that's how you choose to live your life. And people will accept you for who you are.
And we thank Josh for sharing his story. KUAM will bring you more Color Me Proud every Friday for the month of June.
Happy Pride.
Well, Chris has the Dollar Rent to Own Athlete of the Week ahead in sports, but first, weather.
What can I say? My family was tired of seeing red from internet data caps. We switched to GTA and life is good again. Sure, it took a bit of time for some of us to adjust to our newfound internet freedom.
Don't turn off the show. How does it end?
Relax, honey. The data limits are gone. You can watch the whole show now.
But we're all happy with the change, and I think it's even earned me some cool points.
You rock, Mom.
That's right. It's getting lit up in here. How about that?
Okay. So I need to finish this homework now.
Okay, I'm done. My son, though, he's in the midst of a serious rebellion. Rebelling against an alien invasion, that is.
Free yourself. Switch to GTA Home Internet today. Truly unlimited with no data caps or additional usage fees.
The Down Syndrome Association of Guam exists to support families of individuals with Down syndrome. We're a group of parents who have children with Down syndrome and know the joys and challenges of raising them. For more information about the health, development, and education of a child or adult with Down syndrome, please contact Vicky Areola at 472-6114.
Maestros lead with confidence, exactness, inspiration. At GMC, we're in tune with that degree of precision. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the GMC Acadia. The next generation SUV has arrived. Step up to GMC and get nearly $5,900 total value on select 2017 GMC Acadia vehicles in stock.
Visit AutoSpot GMC today.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
Off a day, Guam. Chris Barnett with sports, proudly brought to you by Triple J. Friday Madness! Woohoo! You know how we do every Friday. We kick it off with our Del Rentone Athlete of the Week. Friday Madness! Woohoo! Here at Del Rentone in Mungie Town for Athlete of the Week. But before we get to that, let's get to Mr. Paul. Now, Mr. Paul, what you guys got on special?
Come check us out this month. It's the Dads and Grads promotion. We're promoting a lot of the electronics, phones, speakers. You can see right behind me we have some new TVs. Come check us out here at the Minos store.
There you go. And our Athlete of the Week, Mr. Frank from the KFC Empire. I'm buddies with the Colonel. Congrats, Mr. Frank.
Oh, thank you so much. GBA League, the KFC Bombers took it this year, the third season. So we were very fortunate to partner in with them.
And, you know, very competitive league. What was it like, you know, when the smoke cleared and you guys were the last team standing?
Well, we played against MVP, and they were undefeated going into the playoffs. Their only losses were in the championship game, best 2 out of 3. First time it's gone to 3 games, so hopefully the NBA championships will go to 7.
Hey, let's talk about how you guys kind of spiced up a lot of those games with you know, I know were there shooting buckets and you guys were giving away buckets.
Well, they were, you know, both teams, great teams. The KFC Bombers, coached by Jerry Barnes, great bunch of guys. The athletes they have are great. And then on the other side, MVP, you know, with J.P. Cruz and Joe Blas and Darren Hechanova. What a threesome. So it was a really good game all the way through. And they could have gone 7 and would have ended. It was 7 games, I think.
You sure you didn't slip MVP a couple, like, 5-piece meals on the side to make them throw the games?
Wish it was that easy. No, but, you know, hats off to both teams. So good league by GBA. GBC helps run that, so hats off to all those guys. And I think they really want to try to get a women's team league in, so hopefully the 4th season we'll get 4 women teams in there.
All right, Mr. Mark, who'd you like to donate that check to?
I would like to donate this to FIBA Oceania tournament this coming July.
And there you go. And, you know, Frank, let's also talk about some of the other leagues you guys are involved in. I know you guys are doing the drug-free youth basketball league coming up.
That's correct. GYBA, it starts this weekend, Saturday. You know, GYBA, I run a club that is participating, and then we have GBCs helping Pascual, Artero, and the rest out there. It's, you know, over 1,000 kids, so it's a great tournament, great cause. So gets all the youth during the summer out there. So come on out this Saturday. I think it's at Gigo Gym, Dedalo Sports Complex, and Antalan.
Well, there you go, man. Finger looking good from Del Rentone here in Mungie Town. You know that KFC's Mungie. My name's Chris. Friday Madness!
KUAM Sports Athlete of the Week is brought to you by
DPR Gov Guam Co-Ed Volleyball Championships tonight at the Guam Sports Complex. Tanu Division, Team GMH taking on Debcor, 6:30 p.m. Remember, Team GMH defeated Public Health and Debcor defeated CL Tyson Elementary School. Over in the Tossie Division, Tizen High takes on GCC at 7:45. Tizen High making their way into the finals after disconnecting Guam Power 15-25, 25-13, 15-13. And GCC defeated Why Not to advance 25-12, 25-19. 8th annual Nissan 7.5K flag race to benefit Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Guam, Guam Girl Scouts, and Catholic Social Services. Also a 2K family fun run tomorrow, Nissan Upper Tumon. Last year, race proceeds raising a grand total of $13,000. Showtime, 5 a.m., go time, 6 in the morning. First 700 finishers receive an event dry fit shirt. Awards presented to the top male, top female overall, and top 3 division winners. All right, Guam Friday, Madness! Woohoo! For the boys in the back, you keep on shining. My name's Chris. Adios!
Bring your flags and wear your national colors to the 8th Annual Nissan 7.5K Flag Run, Saturday, June 10. Families can also enjoy a 2K Fun Run. Proceeds to benefit Big Brothers and Sisters of Guam, Catholic Social Services, and Guam Girl Scouts. Awards to the top 3 winners in each division and raffle prizes. First 700 finishers get a free dry fit tee. $10 per person. Register at Nissan Guam, Hornet Sports, Guam Girl Scouts, or Goodies Sporting Goods. Visit our Facebook page for more info.
Half a day. We've just increased your data for free, so you can enjoy more apps, like this Diddy app. You, plus more data. Docomo Pacific. Better together.
The Hot Summer Savings Event is going on now at Triple J. With only 1.9% financing on all new vehicles, now is the time to buy. Plus, receive a free $500 Kmart gift certificate with every purchase. Get unbelievable deals on all remaining 2016s and all new 2017 models. That's right, 1.9% financing on all Hondas, Acuras, Fords, Lincolns, Volvos, Mazdas, and Kias. Plus a free $500 Kmart gift certificate. Get pre-approved instantly at TripleJGuam.com. Triple J says yes. Trade-ins welcome. Some conditions apply. See dealer for details. Triple J, customers first.
And before we close out the news tonight, here's our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. Happy birthday to you, Gloria St. Nicholas. Happy birthday to my dearest wife from your husband.
Happy birthday, Kyle Atoigui.
Happy birthday, Benny Jr. Roslin. Happy 39th birthday, love, Dad, your wife, and boys.
Phil Sablon, happy birthday, baby. I love you always, your wife, Jennifer.
Happy birthday, Zamari Olandis. Happy 7th birthday, love, Dad, and the rest of the family.
Isabella Paco,
That's
familiar name. Happy 12th birthday to you.
I love you, Belle. And happy birthday, Ibrin, Tyron. That's my best guess. I'm so sorry. Happy birthday to you.
And happy belated birthday, Eric James Atal Sian.
And happy birthday, Cindy Ann Amanda Busan Atal.
Now remember, you can be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Club just by registering online on KUAM.com. Please make sure to include your photo, your name, and your birthday.
And our favorite part of the Friday newscast, it's that time where we announce the Cold Stone birthday cake winner. They're going to get a yummy birthday cake from Cold Stone.
Yeah, whoop, whoop.
That is my best attempt at a drum roll.
There it is, the winner. Noah Fulo, happy 5th birthday from the family.
Celebrated this birthday June 6th.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Our rep will be contacting you on how you can redeem your ice cream cake. I'm so excited for ice cream cake. I'm going to have ice cream cake tonight.
That's going to do it for us here in the news desk. Stay tuned. Extras next.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E.